say that today's game is merely as Charlie and George and I said so.
Jumbo Eakins, he was an original team member. That is the beginning of Northern California that make the road. He was the point guard.
PG, give me the ball.
Jimbo. Young man who made his collegiate debut at Old Dominion University and came on to play with the Virginia Squires in 1972 and 1976, Dave Twarzik. The next young man played with the Virginia Squires from 1970 to 1972. Started his career at the University of North Carolina, UNC, Chapel Hill. Charlie Scott.
Charlie Scott.
Before coming to Virginia, he started his career at the Continental Basketball Association with the Pontiac team up in Michigan. From the Michigan area, Detroit area, none other than the Iceman Julius Erving.
Finger roll from half court.
Last but not least, a man who has a statue out in front of the college at which he played, University of Massachusetts. And they say the doctor is in the house. We're talking about Julius Erving. But they did. Careful.
We don't have any. And I'm so excited. I told the folks last night I couldn't sleep. And it was because I had these dreams that I was 6'9". Option to become a pro after my junior year, if it wasn't for the availability of the ABA.
Correct.
And as it turned out, an agent was involved, as they usually are, involved, and they made an introduction between me and my support group, which was my high school coach and my college coach, and the powers that be in Virginia. I had never heard of the Virginia Squires. I had been to Virginia many times before. The Squires were, kind of flying through the night very quietly, and I was more than pleased after I was able to secure a contract and then get with the Squires and meet the coach Al Bianchi and the trainer Bob Travelini and Jumbo and Dave and Charlie, and suddenly, our team was a high-flying, high-scoring team. We didn't win championships while we were together, but we scared a lot of teams. and just from my perspective, it was a great place to start. And I put in 2 seasons with the Virginia Squires, and I'm forever indebted the Squires organization, but, you know, by being in the state that claims Virginia is for lovers.
George started his career after college in the CBA, playing in Pontiac. When you decided to come to the Virginia Squires, doctor is already there, was that exciting for you to think about you were going to play with the great doctor at the time, or did you know much about Julius Erving?
Well, I didn't decide to come here. I didn't have nowhere else to go. I'm thankful that the league was here. And I'm really thankful, you know, for Earl Foreman to give me an opportunity to play as a Virginia Squire. You know, obviously, I didn't really have a stellar college career. I left school early and I started playing semi-pro. And Johnny Ray Kerr saw me play and he thought I was pretty good and he called Earl and Earl brought me in and Earl talked to me and Earl just said shoot. And I shot. I'm very thankful. And I'm also thankful that one of the gentlemen that brought me here, Willie Merriweather, y'all, is my high school coach, and you know, he's here tonight, and you know, he played a big part of my life, and you know, he gave me the fundamentals of basketball, man, and I tell him all the time, man, being fundamentally sound, you know, you gave me a chance to grow my game, and I became, you know, one of the best to do it, you know, as a Squire, and truly appreciate it. I really appreciate you all. Y'all don't look like y'all old enough to have said it. But just being down in this area and having an opportunity to play here in Virginia, I am so thankful, and I truly thank all of y'all for coming out and honoring us.
The MVP, my team has won the championship, and I'm not gonna say I'm better than Wilt, but I've accomplished more than Wilt. So the Squires representatives came in and they began to talk with me. They said, we want to make you an offer to play for 4 years for $500,000. So I studied a little bit in high school and college. I tried to figure that out. I've just been reading about Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell just kind of going over the $100,000 mark. So I said, well, the economics of the situation are inviting. What's the rest of the story? So the rest of the story was, you know, I promised my mom that I would graduate college. And, you know, so when I called her and told her I had an offer, and my stepfather worked for the sanitation department, and my mom did work at a beauty salon, and together, you know, they were probably making $15,000, whatever, and you know, I mean, the economics once again played a role. Absolutely. Crazy. What's going on here? What did they want me to do? Go and play basketball? I've been playing basketball since I was like 8 years old, so I kind of thought I knew how to play basketball. So Mr. Foreman was the architect of all of that, and when we met, it became a genuine relationship to the point where I actually moved into the condominium that he and his wife owned my second year, and I lived in there like I was a stepson. So I have fond recollections, and you know, his family with his son being here tonight has just rekindled the positive parts of that relationship.
And they said, Jumbo, you're making 20 grand. I said, yeah, I want to go up 21. won. They said, we can't. We gave all our money to dogs. But actually, after my first year in Oakland, and we won the championship, had a great team. We were 60-18 that year. And some of our teammates were mad that we had lost 18 games. Then in the off season, I got married and was preparing for my second year. And about 2 weeks before training camp, I got a call from the general manager. And he says, Jumbo, training camp starts in 2 weeks and it's in Washington, D.C. I said, wait a minute, we're the Oakland Hawks.
Silly team.
And he says, no, it's in Washington, D.C. And I said, well, I'm a Western boy. I grew up in Sacramento, California. I went to school in Brigham Young University in Utah. And I said, I'm a Western boy. And they said, you don't understand. The Oakland Oaks is no more. The Oakland Oaks would probably be going bankrupt if it wasn't for Earl Foreman. Earl Foreman has bought the team, and he has moved it to Washington, D.C. So if you want a second year, so
He wanted to win. He loved this state, and he loved the fans. So I have nothing but respect for Earl and his family.
Nice.
Well, again, I'm just thankful that Earl saw something in me that could make him some money and me too.
Somebody get Charlie and Mike, and then Charlie. What do you think?
Well, I came to Virginia really, when I signed, the team was in Washington, D.C., and really, my connection came through really Larry Brown and Doug Lowe, who was playing for the Washington Caps at that time. And it's a real strange story because Larry Brown had recruited me to go to the University of North Carolina. And I got there, I went to the University of North Carolina, and next year Larry Brown left. So, I thought it was me. Then, to be honest with you, when my senior year came to college, Larry Brown recruited me to come play for the Virginia Squires, the Washington Caps. So, maybe I thought he really liked me. So I came to Virginia and Larry left. And make a threesome of it is that, after I left Virginia, I played with Phoenix, but then I played, Larry got me to play for him with the Denver Nuggets. And I went to the Denver Nuggets, and Larry left.
Tell them about Tell them about what happened between the night you signed with Washington Capitals and what happened before you got back to North Carolina.
Well, the thing about it is that the reason I really signed with the Washington Capitals because the team was in Washington, D.C. I had gone to high school at Longburg in North Carolina, and I had been in the South. Then I went to college in North Carolina, I had been in the South. And I never thought of D.C. as being the South. So I finally getting a chance to really, play on the East Coast where I lived up in the North. And then I never forget, we had a when I signed at the Watergate Hotel in Washington D.C. You know, and that should have been a sign something.
He's like,
I signed at the Watergate Hotel. We had a big press conference, and then I got on the plane, and I flew back to North Carolina while I was in school, and when I got back, I found the team had moved to Virginia.
They kept moving you around.
The thing about it was that there were a lot of players on that team that I had known personally. Larry Brown, Doug Moore, Henry Logan, and these were guys that I knew. And the biggest thing that really got me excited about playing for the team was the fact that if there ever was a merger, I thought if I would have gone to the NBA, I would have been drafted very high and gone to a team that had no playoff chances. But going to the Virginia Squires, I had a chance to play with guys like Rick Barry and Doug Moore and Larry Brown and get a chance when they merged into the NBA, I'd be on a team that had a chance to be very competitive in winning. So, you know, I signed and after I signed, Rick Barry left.
A lot of people don't remember that Rick Barry played with
The way I recall it, me and Ice, David Thompson, Marvin Barnes, Larry Keane, Artis Gilman. You remember anybody else? Ken? I think that was a group. So that was a formidable group. And David was the favorite, you know, just based on his 44-inch vertical leap. And we were playing in Denver, so he had the home crowd working in his favor. Now this is the first time something like this had been done on a large stage. Because the NBA didn't have a slam dunk contest for halftime, they didn't have a skills contest, and so on and so forth. They just had an East versus West All-Star game, and that was great because you know the best players in the league were playing against the best players from the East, playing against the best players from the West. But here we are in Denver, and we're in pretty much the last season of the ABA. So it was the winner of 76, and the league was going to end at the end of 76. With the All-Star. So anyway, whatever year it was, we all
It was
70 or over. Except the young fellow right now. So he was supposed to come with the answer. No, now he's 72. So anyway, back, instead of rambling, let me just say that I was fortunate enough to win that first slam dunk contest. Thank you.
I could score it all. You don't see that today. You see guys play serving positions and, you know, and they score different. I mean, so I think how I scored efficiently. You know, I shot 51% career. I had 26,000 points. You know, I led the league in scoring for 4 years. So
You had the best three-point percentage of all these guys sitting up here. You had the best three-point percentage. O'Dane had a better three-point percentage than you.
I took 6.
You know, if you talk about Torg, man, Torg that never miss a free throw. So he don't give his own self enough credit. And he always fall. Making that layup. But what I want to be known for, you know, if you ask me about my career, is being a scorer and how to score. And being fundamentally sound gives you that opportunity to, you know, score the basketball like I did. You very seldom seeing guys using both hands to score. And that was one of my great attributes. So I was fundamentally sound, and you know, I would tell any young kid if you want to get good, then work on your fundamentals. It'll help take you to the next level.
Amen.
That the numbers would be what they presently are. But you know, we're glad that they are. It's a sign of the economy in this world of sports. And the world of sports is not the real world. So it's not to be compared with what the average citizen gets. And we've always, as players, you know, since none of us have gone into the management or ownership of franchises, we always say, you know, the players are the ones who are making the money. So they create the volume of dollars that come from the public and from the sponsors. So a percentage of the gross is what it's come down to from a collective bargaining standpoint. And players have to get a percentage of the gross, so they didn't have to negotiate anymore. They got to, you know, as long as there's deals done by the powers that be, then a percentage of that is going to go to the players. So it's just all slotted right now. So when you see a guy making 20 million, 30 million, or 40 million, or whatever, it all has to do with timing and his status on the team. If he's the best player, he's going to be at the top. So LeBron and AD are going to be 1-2 in terms of their franchise, and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to be 1-2 in terms of Boston, and 55% or 60% that's going to the players goes to the players. So you can't hate on that. I mean, we help.
That just came over from overseas, is playing with the San Antonio Spurs, or LeBron,
Victor.
Steph Curry, or Damian Lillard, or
French connection.
Luka, or whoever. What is your message to these players?
Well, it always comes down to, it ain't how much you make, it's how much you learn how to keep. You know, that would be the message I would have with the young guys, but they make so much money, and I'm glad they do. Young Victor, who's with the Spurs, he definitely could be the next face of the NBA. And he has the game, he has personality, his character is beautiful, and so he's the kind of guy that people gravitate to, because people love people that have humility and are humble, and that's what he is, and he would be a tremendous example for the league, and that's what I would tell a lot of the young guys is, you know, the opportunity that you got, y'all, is short-lived. It's a reality. When we played, corporate America wasn't as involved as it is today. Corporate America is all a part of this league today, and these guys got an unbelievable opportunity to make a lot of money. But I would always tell them to be a part of your community and community service.
Amen.
And that's what I would tell the young guys, you know, get involved in community. You know, a lot of kids look up to, you know, our guys, and be a good example. Our kids are our future, and we need good examples to, you know, create leaders.
Doc, was there?
Nope.
I think I told you a few hours ago, a couple of guys, they just so I would say I had great joy in playing against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because he was considered to be the #1 guy, and for that decade in the 70s, as I started my career in 1971, from 71 to 80, or whatever, the things that happened, you know, I was always looking up to him. And when the 80s came around, you know, we played for the championship in 80, we played for the championship in 82, and then we played for their championship in 83. So in 83, when 76ers swept the Lakers, unfortunately we had Moses Malone on our particular team. He wasn't scared of nobody. He wouldn't look it up to nobody. And he's a Virginian too. He's from Petersburg.
Yeah.
I'm from Petersburg. So he helped get the monkey off my back in terms of looking up to that guy all those years. And now I just look up to him as an ambassador and a spokesman and a really smart guy.
Yes.
And a very capable friend. But there were guys who I hated to go against, and I told you earlier, Joe Caldwell was one of them. Because, back in the day, and we all played against Joe Caldwell, but he always guarded me. He might have guarded Ice a few times too, because he was a very more than adequate defensive player, and he had the hand check down pat. And he knew how to hand check it. You went right, he put that hand on you, you had to go left. You went left, he put that hand on you, you had to go right, and whatever. So Joe Caldwell and the aforementioned Warren Jabali, those were two guys. And I always seemed to, have more trouble with guys who were shorter than me than taller than me. Because taller than me, I'd always go around them, and the modus operandi was, you got guys shorter than you should just shoot over him, but I still like to drive. Because I ain't gonna sit out there and shoot set shots, that's so boring. That's so boring. I wanna go in there and attack the big guys.
Gotcha.
But you gotta get around now, there's a 6'4" guy who's hand checking you to get to the big guys, or whatever. So it's a two-step process, but I figured it out.
I'd like to just end with one.
The lady came and wanted to make a presentation to Dr. J, so I'm going to give her the mic this time to make her presentation.
Good evening. I remember as a little girl, I was born in the 90s, so of course, I wasn't around. But I remember as a little girl, my grandfather used to always talk about the game, and he would always mention you. And I realized that you all work so hard, but the game, there's something that's still missing. You have the medals, you have the awards, you have the ring, but there's still something that you deserve to have to actually commemorate, memorialize, and empathize on your love for the game. So I would like to present you with this customized basketball. And that's just a token of thank you for all that your foundation to the game and just who you are in the community.
Take care of some things. Gotcha. Thanks, bro.
Now, did you know you hit on video, right?
Ah, shucks. Don't worry. Wait.
It's my pleasure. This is an awesome experience. You young guys over there that are playing this great game, I wish you nothing but luck. I hope you are all pro, all NBA. I wish all of that for you. So thank you very, very much for having me.
Be the secondary jumper. And hat. Okay.